So we're a little over 30-year-old official relationship, diplomatic relationship. How do you see when we complete 50 years? Is there an aspirational target that we have that we want to be a $50 billion trade? Because yes, in India, people know that we're buying a lot of defense equipments from Israel. That is known to almost everyone. But what beyond that? Yes, there is some sort of drip irrigation, which is not really known to a lot of people here. So coming back, what is our 50-year aspirational and a 100-year aspiration that we like to cover more people to people connect? Because if for a normal Indian, if you were to ask him, where have you seen people from Israel? They'll say Goa. They'll say probably Hampi. They'll say Manali, Ladakh, Leh. But there has to be more than that. There has to be an educational tours that need to happen. So is there some sort of vision that you have at your level? That would be my question number one. And do you see increase in tourists? Because primarily the lot of tourists that come from India to Israel are from Kerala for all the religious reasons and stuff. Yes, at this point of time, the conflict is going on, but it will obviously go down and I hopefully finish it off. What do you think you're going to do in order to increase the tourism? And because India is a young market, we love to travel. In the last 20 years, if you'll see, people in India are now traveling abroad a lot more than what they were 20, 25 years back, including if you were to go to places like Goa, which was predominantly people from the West that were coming here. Now what is happening is the lot of expensive properties, a lot of expensive hotels, you will find 90% of the Indians staying there as tourists as compared to foreigners. So I like to understand.
First of all, on the vision, yes, we have a vision. Trade is not everything. Trade, symbolizes the interest of companies of exchanging transactions. But I think our relationship is much more than that. Because as I said, it's based on something that we have in common when it comes to heritage, when it comes to dealing with challenges, when it comes to mentality, but also when it comes to trust that was built during many years of cooperation on defense. And it's going to, I think, develop exponentially because of two reasons. First, the rise of India as a world economy. And second, because what we've seen during this war, the last year and a half, that India didn't turn its back on us. That India not only supported our right of self-defense, but it didn't impede anything that we needed when it comes to our chains of supply. And that, I can tell you, since I arrived here, is creating a huge fresh flow of Israelis that are coming to India, not just to Goa. Every month we have a minister here. We had the Minister of Transportation in November, Minister of Economy in December, Minister of Tourism in January, again the Minister of Economy in February with a huge delegation of 80 companies. This month we are going to have our Minister of Agriculture. Maybe next month we have another minister. I cannot disclose it because it's not yet set, but universities from Israel are coming here. They want to do R&D with Indian universities. We have a huge challenge with getting our high-tech sector to work in India because although we are interested in India, India is interested in us, there are some adaptations we have to do. The Israeli innovation ecosystem is very oriented towards the United States because there we get most of the investment. But when it comes to implementation of innovative solutions, India offers a great opportunity because first of all, you have a lot of skill that is being developed here and you have scalability. So we have to improve on how we do that. Okay, and this is a lesson or something that I have to learn and implement in a more effective way. So this is my challenge. See how we not only do some R&D, but also how we benefit economically from the innovation that both countries create. So that's the vision. I spoke about infrastructure. We want infrastructure companies from India to come and build infrastructure projects in Israel. We need the competition in Israel because we are also building our infrastructure now. But you asked not only about the bilateral relations, you ask something else, right?
The trade, people to people connect, because both Israel and India have been always in conflict ever since we got our independence in 47 and after that, you guys. What about the defense exchange program for veterans? So have we thought in those lines? Because predominantly people from Israel think India is a safe country, which it is, largely it is. So have we thought in those lines? Because there must be an aspirational target, because if we don't have a goal, it will be difficult.
So first of all, tourism is also increases when you have increase in the level of life, in personal income. So in Israel, we had this huge leap in the last 20 years that we advanced from a developing economy to a developed economy. So in Israel now, the GDP per capita is around about 55, okay? And Israel is like an island, because most Israelis, they don't go to Lebanon, Syria, or Jordan, or Egypt, or Gaza for tourism, right? They usually fly abroad. So we have, on average, a median family would go at least twice a year abroad. That means that although we are a small country of 10 million, we buy 20 million tourism packages per year. Okay? Now, that's why a lot of people are coming here. I think that is an economic opportunity that India still has to capitalize on, because India is too busy in developing its own aviation industry for the needs of India, which are exponentially increasing. You know, I never seen in my entire life what I've seen here in India. If you go on a plane here, it will always be full. You know, sometimes when you fly in the United States, you will find out that you are like the plane is half empty. It will never happen here. So it means that the demand here is much bigger than the offer, despite the fact that, you know, every year your aviation companies are growing, you know, doubling their capacity. So it means that when India goes up from 2,500 GDP per capita to 5,000, then the number of tourists from India, not only internally, but also externally, are going to grow even more. And that means that there's going to be a potential also in Israel, because being a tourist in Israel, I don't know, have you visited Israel?
No, not yet.
I must warn you, it's pretty expensive. Okay? So it's expensive. But I think that as much as, you know, the economy here continues to expand, and if the projections are right, you guys probably by 2050 are going to have at least $10,000 per capita. That is going to mean that you are going to have hundreds of millions of people that will have the capability to fly all over. And I think at that point, the world is going to know the Indian people more than they ever imagined that they're going to be exposed.
थैंक यू सो मच दोस्तों, आपने अभी तक ये क्लिप देखी, लेकिन अगर आप पूरी वीडियो देखना चाहते हैं तो उसकी डिटेल्स डिस्क्रिप्शन बॉक्स में भी है और पिन कमेंट में भी है, और आपके स्क्रीन पे भी फ्लैश करेगी। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद।